Well, it's not a reboot, it's not a remake, but it is kind of like a retelling of Argo, September 5.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review. Movie Review. A movie with you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the J. Craig Movie Review. I'm Jay, and yeah, I got double duty this week, and I got to see another movie, September 5, directed by Tim Fehlbaum. This is a guy who I'm not really familiar with. He directed something like called Hell and Colony. Not really sure what those are. This also stars Peter Sarsgaard and, oh my goodness, Ben Chaplin and John Magaro, who I'm not familiar with, but he was actually the lead in this movie, even though Peter Sarsgaard's the main guy, or the main billing there. This is another telling of the situation that happened in 1972 in Germany during the 72 Olympics, where the Israeli Olympic team was held hostage by a terrorist group. And as Argo tells a story from the side of trying to get those guys out and trying to save them and trying to, defeat the terrorists, this tells a story of it from a different point of view. Literally, this is telling it from the newscasters, the actual sports broadcasters who are, broadcasting the game from Germany going back to the States. So it's actually a really, really good movie. Very, very well done. Another short movie. I don't know what luck I have this week, but I got another hour and a half movie. It was very precise and very concise, very, very brief, but very well done. Peter Sarsgaard plays the main guy who is in charge of the Olympics there. He's the main, I don't know what you would call him, the guy in charge of the whole operation there. And John Magaro plays a guy who's his first day on the job. He's familiar with doing work like this, but this is his first day. And Ben Chaplin plays the conscience of the movie, if you will. He's kind of like the middleman in between the two. He's the one that brought on John to get this position. So it starts off, really, really well. You're talking about getting involved with the story and dealing with the Olympics and the fact that they're in Germany, the fact that they're going to talk to the Israeli athletes about being in Germany and winning gold medals over in Hitler's backyard, that kind of stuff. And then it quickly escalates into the fact that they hear gunfire, and then they find out through other forms of communication that there had been hostages and one person has been killed already. So now the really race begins to find out how do we broadcast this? How do we tape this? Can we get a camera in location? Can we get a camera here? Can we get a camera there? What can we show? What can't we show? And I think it does a really good job of really diving into the whole media aspect of, how the media kind of just ruins everything. I mean, when it comes down to it, they just, it's all about ratings. They want the viewers there. They want the bad news. And these are just sportscasters, right? And a sports broadcast. So they have no business doing this, but because they're the ones there, this is their story. And so they want to make it theirs. And so they want to make sure that they're, making their stamp on history. It has nothing to do in my mind, it has nothing to do with them actually telling and capturing, the story and really telling what's going on. It's about them being selfish and indignant about the fact that they are, they want to be the main dogs. There's, fights between them. I think it's ABC and fights between them and CBS about who's going to, broadcast it and who's going to have the rights to it, that kind of stuff. And I really like what they were doing with this, okay, what are we showing? Can we even ask these Israeli athletes, and this is where Ben Chaplin comes in, the conscience of the movie, can we ask them these questions? Can we ask, my fellow Jews about being in Germany and defeating a German opponent? Like, is that right? Should we be asking about the Holocaust? While we're here at the sporting event, right? Is that really the same thing? Or should we be even doing that? So there's those kind of conversations happening throughout the story. And I really like that part of it because I really hate the news. My folks used to watch the news every night at 5 o'clock, and it's always just bad news. And now it's got even worse because you have all these, YouTube and Twitter and everything's out there. And there's news, and it's just a bunch of crap, right? It's just onslaught of bad information, of negative information. Good news doesn't sell. Bad news does, right? And so they want to get the bad stories out there. They want to get the bad stuff out there because that's what people want to hear about. How do I become safe? How do I make myself safe? And it's all fear-mongering, and I hate it. So I really like how they're diving into this aspect of the media and what's right and what's wrong. And one of the characters has that constant argument with other people. Should we be doing this? Should we be showing that? We can't be showing that. Don't say that out loud yet. We can't say that this. We can't say this. And so, that's a really good part of the story. It's pretty intense because, you're going through this phase of them trying to find out. And then, if you don't know what happened at the end of this movie, it's like the Titanic, right? The boat sinks. right? You already know what's going to happen, but at the same time, I kind of forgot. Like I forgot how Argo ended. I forgot how the 72 event happened, and so at the end of the movie, that was a bit of like a false positive for me. I was like, oh, cool. Oh, not cool. So well done, really, really good movie. I think this is actually being held off. You're not going to be able to see it this weekend. Something to do with the fires, something to do with an Oscar push. I don't really remember what I heard as I was walking in the theater by the people at Allied Marketing. They mentioned how this is going to be held. So you might not see it this weekend, but it is coming out soon. So I do recommend checking it out. It's well worth a watch. It's a good, poignant story about today and how it relates to the media and the circus that is the news in modern time. So that's it for me. 2 movies in a week. Whoa! Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell. See you next time.
It's the J. Craig Movie